Alright, welcome back, gang. We're in a mini junkyard that I thought you may find somewhat interesting. So let's check out what we got here. I know what that is. This is a ZJ. Oh, we got the 4-liter straight 6. Actually looks like it's pretty clean. Fuel injected. Not a V8, but still a usable engine. Usable parts. Oh, the hood's a bit stiff. Let's see what else is back here. A lifted Cherokee that looks to have had somewhat of a rough life. Oh. Yep. I don't know how you'd ever steer this thing with a wheel that small, but some people are crazier than others. Close the door on that. Let's go back here. This is interesting. Forward look Chrysler. Watch that mirror on your way there, Bobo. This should have. There's a. Oh, okay. Yep. Chrysler 361 cubic inch big block. Probably a 2-barrel by the looks of it. The old Chrysler 2-piece air cleaner, if I can get that to come off. There we go. That's right there. Oh, it's a 4-barrel. Oh, no, it's 2-barrel. I don't know if you can get a look down it or not. I gotta pick up that. Remind me to pick that thing up. Oh. That would be the owner. Somewhat of a recluse. Nice guy, but a bit crazy. He also seems to have collected many a Volkswagen Croc. Interesting Crocs, aren't they?
They're wicked.
From what I gather, these two are going to become trailers. And this one is actually quite solid and is the diesel. And here we have a set of axles, which I'm assuming is for that Cherokee over there. It looks like to be Sterling. Yeah, that looks to be a Sterling 11.5 out of an F350. And a HD, says HD 600 on the front. I mean, it'd be the equivalent of a Dana 60, but I believe it's out of a later F350 or F450 even by the look at the extenders on it, the adapters for the dualies. Look at the size of these freaking lug nuts on here. Yeah, so these would be the axles that will eventually go in that Cherokee one day. Underneath there, it appears we have a X-Generator welder trailer. That could be useful, good for hauling around diffs. A couple of 33-inch tires. Trucks this in a Pro Comp mud terrain, sometime from the 90s. Oh, and this, although it's rough looking and somewhat of a piece of junk, I would be, that's interesting, I would bet that underneath here there's a reason why this car's here, if I can figure out how to get the hood open. Bear with me. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Yep. That is a TDI, turbo diesel. Same style Bosch injection pump that a 5.9 Cummins uses. These things you can actually turn up just like a 5.9, mechanically injected. So, yeah, and the turbo's tucked in behind there. But that's why this car's here, because it's got a TDI in it. See, there's a method to his madness. But we'll click that back down, or we'll try to click it back down. There we we go. What year is this?
This one's an 81.
Okay, and it's a diesel.
1981 Volkswagen Rabbit truck. Not to be confused with a Caddy, although they're the same thing.
Yeah, that was the question. What?
Volkswagen Rabbit trucks were made in Pennsylvania. Caddies were made in Europe.
Okay, so these are all from here then, right?
Yeah, that's I think the gold one's also an 81, and I think the red one's an 82. But I'd have to double check the paperwork on them. Unfortunately, these two are 4 parts only.
Yeah.
As I bought them, they'll turn making a couple of nice trailers to match the.
Yeah, that'd be
the
fun
Rabbit
to
truck.
do, hey?
Yeah, they're getting stripped down and cut up. Unfortunately, stripped for all they're worth. No, there's a lot left. The fronts of these are basically a 4-door.
Yeah.
It's a 4-door Rabbit with a pickup bed.
Okay.
The pickup bed is the only important part of them in the back window section.
Yeah. So this has a naturally aspirated diesel in it.
Yeah, it's a naturally aspirated 1.6.
And this,
Those are also both.
that's the
yeah.
TDI from that is going to go in here.
That's not a TDI.
It's not a TDI.
That's a 1.6 turbo.
Oh, okay. So it is a turbo, but I don't know enough. I'm just calling it a TDI.
Yeah, TDI is a turbo diesel injection.
Okay.
But at the same time, TDI wasn't used until, I believe, the 90s,
Yeah.
later 80s.
I don't know
90s.
much about them. I was calling it a TDI when I had the hood up, but it is a turbo diesel.
Yeah, it's a turbo diesel, but
and it's a Wolfsburg edition.
yeah,
That'll be a cool thing to put on
the urban assault vehicle.
Yeah.
This thing was great when in its day, but yeah, the 1.6 will be going in the little silver crook here.
Yeah, and then you could use those mags and stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the mags. A whole bunch of this is getting swapped over.
The interior, etc.
Yeah.
Nicer seats. And actually, this thing is solid. It'll clean up nice. It's just been sitting.
Yeah. Like everything else around here, it's just been sitting. Mm-hmm. And before everybody gives me crap for not sweeping off all the pine needles, this is about 3 months worth of pine needles.
Yeah.
I sweep them off about once every 4 or 5 months.
Yep.
And yeah, it's never ending.
Yeah,
it's around here.
It's December right now.
Yeah.
And everything here had no pine needles on it in September.
Yeah.
Even later than that, I think it was Halloween, they still didn't have pine needles on it. This stuff, it's so moist here. We live in a rainforest, guys. Yeah. So it grows quickly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I haven't swept those ones off in a while.
No, this one hasn't been swept off. But to give you an idea, this thing's only been here, what, a month?
Yeah. And it's already got an inch of pine needles on it.
Yes, sir. And we have the F-350 monster truck machine 1990, awaiting the Cummins swap. And there's Uncle Bobo.
Non-turbo 7.3 liter.
That's right. So that would be an IDI, correct?
Yep.
Oh, and the classic 8274 Warn winch.
Oh, yeah. That one works. The one on the Jeep doesn't, but that one works.
This is going to be a cool truck. What we need is a bunch of subscribers and lots of views so we can build a shop.
Yeah.
And start working on things so it doesn't get dirty and sit outside for months on end.
The only problem with this one is the firewall right now.
Oh yeah, that classic Ford truck. They use the same firewall in the F-150s and it cracks, right?
Yeah, with
being
a
5-speed.
460 and diesel trucks, the you end up pushing the clutch through the firewall.
That's right.
I just got the reinforcement plate off of eBay there, and she's just about ready to get fixed up. Just built new box size for it in the summer there. Yeah, the junk of Jake.
Nice.
Sweet.
What kind of car? Oh yeah. Is that a quadrabog? Yep. With its massive secondaries. So this is so you can idle around town and be fuel efficient. And this is so you get that signature whoop whoop sound. Savable. I can rebuild that. What's this one over here, Bobo?
Right there.
Rochester Quadrajet. See, some people see junk. I see a learning opportunity and a carburetor that needs a rebuild. Good times.
So that makes it 9 we have at the shop now?
Yeah, I think
the
there's
garage?
1, 2, yeah, 9. I think we should do a carburetor rebuild video, guys. What do you think? I know. Subscribe and like for carburetor rebuild videos.
Junkyard carburetor. How to rebuild a junkyard carburetor.
Yep. Far too often people throw things out these days, when really all they have to do is put a little bit of effort in. As my father told me, just because it's got dirt on it or it's been sitting doesn't mean you just throw it out. Why does everybody throw everything out? Fix what you have. Use your hands. Yes, you'll get calluses. Yes, you'll get cuts. But you won't have to spend more money. And which is good, because I don't have any money.
Join the club?
Yeah. But with a little bit of ingenuity and some effort, you'll put stuff together. My dad built a 66 Ford pickup out of just old trucks he found on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he had to sell it for us kids.
Yep.
Yes, sir. And now I'm on the hunt for a 66 Ford truck. Me, of all people, who want a Ford truck once the other ones are done. Now, this is why we're here. A 1971 Dodge Adventurer short wide D100. So this is the truck that the drivetrain that's in the red D200 that you all have seen before, Rooster, that's the drivetrain that's going to go in this. Because this truck, there's some stuff off the hood, under this lawn tractor here. Has a great big empty hole in here. Now the inner structure on this truck's all good. The hood's shot. The frame rails are great. Somebody even had newer motor mounts in it before they yanked the engine out. Power brakes. I love the color. That's what color it'll go back to. Everything in here is solid. And all the parts from Rooster will fit inside this. And all these can go under the other hood. This is what the Adventurer package came with. So you got the extra emblems on the front. These are turn signals that are wired into the hood. And the Adventurer mirrors. If we come around over here, I don't think we can get in this door, but if you go around, oh, Honda CT90, anybody? Holy smokes. That's cool. Awesome little bikes. And this, I guess, would be a 70 or 50? 70. Honda 70. So get a shot of that. And I'm not sure what this is. It's a Honda V-twin of some sort. I don't know the bigger bikes very well. CT90s and CT110s I'm pretty good with, but I'm guessing it's a 750 or something. I wouldn't know. Anyways, back to the Dodge. Still has its Adventurer script on it. And the box does have some issues, but nothing that's really shot. I did have a look at it before this stuff got put in. The box in the floor isn't rotten out. Tailgate needs repair, but it's there. Somebody's, hopefully this isn't a murder weapon. Maybe we'll just put that back where it was. And that's the factory dealer prep bumper. It's the same bumper that Betsy's got on her. Factory rings around the taillights. Lenses are in good shape. The other Adventurer ones here. I am going to run these mags. I got to find 2 more to match the rear ones. I should be able to do that. So if anybody out there knows where to find a set of these mags, I believe it's 5 on 5-on-5, this bolt pattern. Let's see if we can get a look in here. Okay. What's this? Oh, what do we got here?
Christmas present.
Oh, so it needs the interior done. Oh. Oh, would you look at that? This would appear to be, yep, from X-Line, yeah. So this is all the metal that this truck needs, because it's rotten. It's got rot in the rockers and stuff, and it's got a hood lip in here too, and it's all oiled. Okay, well, we're gonna put that back in there. That's good to know. Maybe let's take it out and have a look at it here. We'll bring it back here and put it across the back of the truck. Let's see. Let everybody have a peek at what's in this. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we could use the murder weapon to open it. Here we go. Maybe I'll cut away from myself, I think. So this, what is this? Oh, it's trim. Okay, so that's the, oh, that's the, okay, so this is the trim for just inside the door that goes like this along the floor. So when you open the door, this is the top step. Nice stainless too. No pits, no anything. Okay, we'll slide that back in there. What else have we got here? It's like Christmas, eh?
Pretty much.
Okay. Oh. I think we'll take this home with us to make sure it just doesn't get rusty. Okay, so this is... Okay, these are the step plates. Yeah,
Yep.
for inside the doors. And then this is the rocker panel that goes right there. Passenger and driver, okay? Sweet. Put that right there. Yeah, we'll take that home, make sure it doesn't get all rusty. Who knows how long it's been in here. I'm guessing this would be more trim.
Trevor said.
Yep, that's the other side of the trim. It was probably in that box with the other one at one point. This. Oh, you know what that is? I know exactly what this is. Come look. Goes right there, I bet. I bet you it's for, yep, that's exactly what it's for. It's to fix the lip of the hood. Yep. Cut the old stuff out, bend this in, because the rest of the hood's good. That's good. We can save this hood then.
Yep.
And this would be the other side. Look at that. Awesome. Yeah, take this home, sand the surface rust off of it. WD-40 it to keep it nice. All right, well, let's go back and check what else we got. This is awesome. That's empty. There's more in here. Oh, for the tailgate. Yep, new mounts for the tailgate hinges. And the hardware to install them. Cool. there's more stuff in there. Holy smokes. Okay. That's empty. Wow. This stuff must have had a coating on it. Oh, these are cab mounts. Yep. It's to replace the cab mounts.
Put them in rooster.
No, they'll be used for this. They just need to be lightly sanded and sprayed with oil to keep them until we can do it. But people watching this are going to make sure to subscribe and like this video so we can do crazy amazing things with old trucks. My goal is to challenge DDE with their fancy supercars to a race. Not handling, I'm not crazy. Drag race. When I'm done, between an old Dodge pickup and a supercar. Now I doubt the boys from DDE watch my videos, but here's the official challenge, boys. Say, I need a year. Maybe a year and a bit. Maybe the summer of 21. Depending on how many subscribers I get. If we get enough subscribers, how about this summer? So subscribe, guys. Okay, now I need to get this stuff back in this box. Yeah, these are the whole rocker assembly and footwells. That is some thick metal. Okay, in there. Careful with this trim because it's chrome. Well, it's stainless, I think. Put the stainless back in. Okay, and we'll just take this out of this big box here and carefully set it in there so it can't get scratched. Put the stuff in the bottom of this. Okay, that's empty. That's empty. Make sure we take that home with us. Also, we need to try to get a shot of the inside there. So the dash from Rooster will fit in here. And the factory AC vents are still there, so I'll just have to restore them. And we'll be good to go there. And hopefully I can order a new applique to make it an adventurer dash. There's a crazy cowboy hatted person over there sneaking around. Be careful. Lawn tractor races?
My lawn tractor out of
this. So somebody has put a 69 grill in Rooster. Luckily this grill appears to be straight enough that it can be restored. There's a couple dings and like she's got a D-wang there, but I'm confident that it can be straightened and polished like it should be, and I can order those lenses and we'll be good to go there. The bumper from Rooster is in a lot better shape than this one. So, the last time this thing was on the road was 20 years ago. Yeah, it looks like it had line lock or something in it at one point. Or maybe a brake controller. See this right here? To split that would be the rear brakes though. To take a look inside and see if it's got a brake controller, I don't remember. But that Sunfire Metallic, I can't remember the exact name. I'll have to message Uncle Tony. He'd know the name for this color. Yeah, and we'll have to see. This hood's already drilled for the turn signals and everything. So get a good metal guy to replace the front edge. The rest of it's pretty good. Any other little patches he could just use regular metal to do. Driver's door open at all? Can we get in there? There's a Honda in the way, so let's see if this Honda roll. There we go. that's right, this door's... Here, pass me the camera, you go around, Bobo. So the door pins on this one are shot, and I need to order... I gotta find this adventurer. Yeah, there's multiple bombs in this backyard. Oh, it is a brake controller. Okay. So, as you can see, this interior is rather rough, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. This dash isn't actually that bad. It's just got one crack in it, but we have that other one, so we'll be good. And I can hopefully restore the adventurer steering wheel. And I need that control panel because this truck is a factory air conditioning truck, which is quite rare for these. And to start off with, it'll just have a 318 small block in it and 727. This truck's got an 8 3/4 rear with 323 gearing. There's we'll have to take you around and let you have a look at the sticker. That's a big deal if you're a Dodge guy. Oh, I hate this one, guys. They did the same thing in Betsy. Hack big holes in the doors. Now the metal guy can take care of that. Get him to fix it, and then I want to put trim over it. I'll pass the camera back to you, Bobo. My camera work is not the... Okay, now if I remember correctly... Yep. Okay.
Just for the big dookie.
Yeah, dookie. Look out for dookies. Okay, so if you come over here... So we do need to find this. It's an aluminum piece that just says Dodge all the way across it. Hard to find because it only came on 70 and 71 Adventurer trucks. So I'm hoping we can find it. If not, I'll use Rooster's tailgate for now because he's not rotting out in the corners. And then send this one to get fixed, hopefully. So this decal right here is a big deal. In 1970 and 71, if you had that, you paid good money. That's what any factory Chrysler vehicle that had air conditioning got that. The door in the back, probably to replace that busted up driver's door. Now this one here, a little swept line history lesson. Yeah, let's move that tetanus covered. So this would be off a 67.5 and down truck because it's got what they'd call the fridge handles. The door will work and the mechanisms are the same, but it's from an earlier truck. Leaf springs appear to be out of a Jeep that are in the back. And yeah, the floor in here, well, I gotta get this thing home to clean it out. But it is solid underneath here. It's only been back here for about a year or two. Maybe just over a year. I can't remember. Let's see if the bottom of that door is rotted out over there, guys. Check it out. Oh, it appears to be pretty solid. Here, I'll come around and see. Look out for bombs. Still, she's got all her trim too, along the bottom of the body and stuff. Oh man. Don't know how it's not, but it's not. It's solid. Looks like it was a BC Forestry's truck or something. That's the passenger door. I know where the driver's door is though. The glass is good. The good thing about this type of glass is this seal right here. You see this piping in the middle? You pull that out, order a new seal. You can get the glass cleaned up. It doesn't look all scarred up. And then just put a new seal in it. And then we're gonna redo the roof, the crinkle black that it came with from the factory. And ditch this in-cab tank, because I don't like in-cab tanks. We'll probably have a fuel cell back here or a small saddle tank underneath. This truck won't be a work truck. It'll be for fun.
Burnouts and donuts.
Yep, and drag racing people with Porsches and Ferraris and crazy powered cars, supercars. And we'll see how they feel about it when my old Dodge Adventurer sucks their headlights out. Yes, sir. Now, There is one other option here we could do with this thing. I think what I actually might do, I've just come up with something, Bobo.
What's up?
Let's go over here. Now, over here, and I'm sure y'all will recognize what I'm about to uncover here. We'll move all these random 4 barrels in parts. Ooh, sandblast that, she'll be okay. Chevrolet. I don't own a Chevrolet, but hey. Package deal. Oh, God. Air gap or some kind of intake. Close this up. Film in here. Now, underneath here is something that you guys are going to recognize. And this is how we got to know this place. Now, this is the Brome, and it's rotten. That's why we stopped driving it. I didn't feel it was safe for the road anymore. On camera, the car looks fine. It doesn't have a lot of miles on it, but it sat for a long time just like this. This window refuses to stay up on this car. So, it really, she's done. Now, I should be able to, if I left it rigged up. Yep, okay. I think I have a plan here, guys. I think I have a plan for that short box. We'll keep the 318 at a Rooster, don't get me wrong.
Throw this bad boy in there.
Pepsi runs fine. So, right there is a 440 cubic inch Chrysler big block that runs really good. And it's only been parked here for a couple of months. Yep.
This is the beginning of August.
Yeah, mid-August, something like that,
Yeah.
whatever it was.
So throw this in
But
that.
I also, before I parked it here, I oiled the cylinders, plugged all the orifices to the engine. They're all taped off. The carburetor's taped, the intake's taped off, and has a block-off plate underneath it there. Yeah. I might stick another rag over that just to make sure it doesn't get anything in it. I mean, it's got a rag under it and it's taped off, but do you have something else flat we can put over that? Over the, just on top of the intake there where the tape's getting damp. Maybe that piece of plywood underneath the Jeep?
I guess. I got better tape than that I
Okay.
can put it on.
Well, we'll deal with it later.
Yeah. I got some really nice shrink wrap stuff.
Okay, good, good.
It's basically 4-inch wide electrical tape.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I've got 2 microfibers stuffed into the intake as well. I just didn't want, because of how good this engine is.
I forgot it didn't have a carburetor on.
Yeah, the carburetor went on the, I have a carb for it. I think it might even be in the back seat. Oh no, it's at the house. Really, we should put a carb on it.
I didn't know the window was down either.
Yeah,
It doesn't go up.
it does. I got it to come up, remember? But the problem is, it'll
need
stay
power?
down, like it slips down. I had it up when we parked it. But it's not like we're going to use the interior in this thing.
No.
Now, the front clip from here forward, and like these, I want these because they're the same ones that are on that truck. And these aren't pitted. So these will come off and go onto the Adventurer. Stuff like the radiator's good.
Well, I want the old set.
Yeah,
Then you go on the Ford here.
there you go. But this is a good, and this is the last of the decent 440s. Now it's not the 446 barrel or anything like that, but it is the 325 horse. The only smog this thing had was an air pump. So the model of the car is a 74, but this particular car was made in, I believe it was February of 73. I don't know if it was just a special order car or maybe it was just an early build, but it only had an air pump on it. And when you run the numbers on this 440, it's 3¼ horse. So, I mean, if you take the intake off, put a proper nice Edelbrock air gap and a nice 4 barrel on it, you're looking at 3¼ to the wheels. And that little pickup truck is going to be pretty fun. And then there may be plans for a little bit of, how do you say, laughing gas. Just a quick little plate and, you know, a small, say 200 shot. That should do it.
Sure.
Yeah. And
Why
then the only other thing is when it's out, we'll have to change the torque converter because it's got luxury barge torque converter in it. So, and then the front end from this car and the rear end from this car will come over here into this wonderful piece of equipment. Now, ignore the dented fender. That was an idiot in a Ford Ranger in a parking lot. That'll get dealt with. This is why we need more subscribers so we can get a shop and work on things like this and show you guys. This thing runs great. 361 cubic inch. It's got a generator on it and it still has points ignition, but that's an easy fix. And then it'll have the disc brake front end out of that 74 New Yorker and the Chrysler 9 1/4 disc brake rear that's in it to go in here, because this is the older style Chrysler. If you go and watch Junkyard Gold, Mignante explains it great. It's the two-piece. You got to take a tapered bearing, tapered axle, and everything else to get the drum off. It's a pain in the ass. So it's not fun. This old girl. Oh man, this is sad. She's a puddle. Oh, what a dashboard, though. Pass me that. Here, Bobo, I'll let you come through and take a look at this. Take a good shot of that electroluminescent dash. This car will be revived. Astrodome, that's right. So we are going to revive this car. We just need some subscribers. So at night, that Astrodome right there lights up with electroluminescent lights. There's no bulbs. It's got electroluminescent in there, so it glows this amazing green color. This one worked before it was parked, wasn't it? Yeah. They have a power pack underneath the dash. Once we get a shop and we get this thing cleaned up and get it in, I can show you guys all these things. This is a 1961 Windsor, which is a Canadian model. There's a badge right there. Take a shot of that.
They have the Windsors in the U.S. too.
Do they?
Yeah.
But what was Canadian? Was there one that was
Canadian, the Windsor was the base model.
Yeah.
U.S. the Windsor was the mid model.
Okay.
Canadian, the mid model was the Saratoga, which was scrapped in '60. In the U.S., they made the Saratoga the Newport in the U.S.
Okay, so the Saratoga.
So Newport was base model in the U.S., then Windsor, then New Yorker, I believe. There might be another one in there. Can't quite remember.
And your other one like this is a Saratoga.
Yeah, it's the 61
now,
Saratoga.
Your Saratoga has a 383 in it.
Yeah.
And this is a 361.
It's got the better engine package and more bells and whistles, but
yeah,
it's in worse shape than this poor girl was.
But we had that car running at one point, didn't we?
Yeah, running.
It should still run.
Oh, it'll run.
Yeah.
The driveline in it is great. It's the rest of the body.
Yeah, body shot.
Yeah.
But other than the dent, this one's pretty solid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these cars look like this, guys, from sitting out here. And I know that everybody thinks in Canada that...
this is actually the only one that isn't sitting on dirt. If you look under it, it's actually
got concrete underneath it?
No, it's sitting on plywood. But it's better than straight over the dirt. She wasn't supposed to get parked this long.
No.
But
so where we live, guys, in Canada, you want to?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Over here.
Over here.
Where we live in Canada, not all of Canada
has snow and we live in
snow
igloos.
And ice and igloos. We are filming this at the end of December. Okay. I'm wearing a hoodie and a vest, and I'm
would
totally
be nice
fine.
to pine needles.
And yes, it's kind of gloomy out, and yes, it rains, but I mean, it's no surprise to make it through the whole winter with no snow, etc. And we don't salt the roads here, so nothing rots like the rest of Canada. This car wouldn't exist back east. Alberta west, there's no salt on the road. They either use sand or that stupid brine spray stuff that you can easily spray off. I love the old school technology, the big copper rad and the generator.
Yeah, the other one's actually got the coolant bag in it still too.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the other one will get pilfered for all it's worth.
Yeah. There's the voltage
There's
regulator.
nothing that's going to be spared.
There's your voltage regulator in here, guys. The old style. And it'll have the big Chrysler 2-barrel on it. And this engine's good, right? Like it's free.
Yep. Oh yeah. She spins just fine.
Yeah.
I'd flash her up except for I don't have a battery for it at the moment. And I think I pilfered the fuel filter off of it.
Well, I think we'll have to come back one nice sunny day here and we'll flash this car up. Put some air in the tires and flash it up just for fun, hey?
Yep.
Grill's in good shape.
Yeah,
The size of that grill.
it wasn't the dent that quit me from driving it. It was the sketchy brake.
Yeah, which is why, honestly, why we sought out getting that Brome, guys, that 74 New Yorker over there. Because being a C-body, which is what this is, we can adapt the parts from that car so it'll have disc brake, 9 1/4 Chrysler rear, like I said, and the disc brakes in the front. And we can still get parts for the car instead of going, great, can't stop it. Ballast resistors. That's a Chrysler thing. So that thing right there, guys, that porcelain thing you're seeing, that's a ballast resistor. If your old Chrysler ever dies, it's probably that. If it just dies out of the blue, you come out and try to start it and nothing happens, just cranks, connect those 2 wires, see if it starts. If it does, you need a ballast resistor. Don't drive around with the wires connected. Go find a ballast resistor. The old style power steering pump. Now, does this have a power steering box, or is it like the old Dodge pickups where it's got a ram on the steering?
I believe this is power steering box.
Yeah, okay.
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I don't know a ton about these either. I love the stacked headlights, and I'm surprised that this one, its eyebrows aren't rotted out.
Yeah, actually, to be honest, the fenders on this one were great right up until...
Now, can this fender be fixed, or does it have to be replaced?
It would be easier to replace it, but if somebody knew what they were doing, they could probably hammer that out. They'd really have to...
Mr. Scott Newstead at Cold War Motors, if you are watching this, please, we'll get it there.
Yeah, costs more than the car's worth to hammer that thing out.
Yeah, but who cares? If you see, that guy welded 2 old Chryslers together to make one Fury. I think it was a Dart and a... If anybody can do it, he can.
Yeah, I got like 2 or 3 sets of the headlight rings and the corner lamps and everything else. This thing
I'll make it run.
This thing came with enough parts in the trunk for a 3rd car, as well as the fact that I have the 2nd car. So I have all the headlight trim rings, I have the corner lights, I have bumpers, I have tons of stuff for it. It's just a place to do it. I got nothing but dirt. I
A little walk around the car.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, we just need subscribers in a shop. I love the mirrors on the fender. It works so much better than right there. Especially for the passenger side, hey?
Actually, they work like...
Does this car have...
They're bloody horrible.
Editor, honk honk right there.
Yeah.
Does this have the wipers that do this? Like my truck?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
They're cross.
They're cross wipers, like a swept line. Now, the 70s, 70 and 71, they don't have that.
Yeah.
But on the trucks at least.
Yeah.
But on my, like the 68 Betsy, she's got the wipers that are cross that do that.
The problem with the mirrors here isn't that you can't see behind you. It's that all you can see is the fin behind you.
Yeah, true. But then again, though,
all you can see is that point and a car kind of hiding behind it.
I don't think that they're really super big on safety then.
No.
Oh, yeah,
No.
I can see what you mean.
Yeah. All it does is stare right down the fin.
Yeah, it did.
Take a shot right down this fin where the mirror is here. That's safety first.
Yeah.
There we go. Beautiful. You gotta love the safety, hey?
Yeah, it explains why, if you watch that series of unfortunate events, why that big Imperial that Jim Carrey had like 6 mirrors across the dash.
Yeah.
It wasn't to look at himself, it was so you could see being something behind
So
you.
yeah, this car here, come over here, Bobo, and pass me here. I'm gonna show these awesome subscribers.
The dash mirror?
Well, the dash mirror and something else that people generally aren't used to. So this car doesn't have park. It's got an automatic transmission. with push buttons to put it in and out of gear and neutral. There's your turn signals down here, not on the stock. That's your turn signals. And then there's a lever and there's a drum brake on the back of the transmission on the drive shaft that locks the drive shaft and then locks the rear wheels.
It's also got the radio delete plate.
It's got the radio delete plate right there, which is quite rare. And that's where they put the rear view mirror. Anybody that's watched Christine will see that's the same style they used on her. Yeah. Quite the amazing piece of history. So you can see where the styling went. This is, let me see this for a second here. So here we have, now granted, one's a car, one's a truck, but 1961, 1971. So you can see how things were changing. Although a 1961 Dodge truck doesn't look much different than that. Is that back? And this thing would have, yeah, the horizontal tail lights. Okay, so let's go back over here and we're going to see what kind of stuff. What else can we? So, I'm a firm believer in, hey, this car is no good anymore. It's completely rotten in the sail panels. It's completely rotten in the roof. It truly is not safe for the road. But I will not let it go to waste or just be destroyed in some demo derby. This will be great for somebody who's looking to restore another New Yorker. The front end on this car is absolutely perfect. And if we yard that engine out, it doesn't need to be rebuilt. It doesn't smoke. It doesn't knock. It doesn't tick. Bring it out, clean it up. Put a new water pump on it, new intake, new carburetor, have the transmission serviced, maybe throw a truck torque converter in it, and then put it in that 71, you're going to have yourself a machine. And then all the disc brakes and front torsion bar suspension out of this car will actually go into that 61. These are essentially the same car underneath, not the same design, but the same C-body platform. So in 1961, if you wanted a four-door family cruiser comfortable car, you went for something like this. 12 years later or 13 years later in 1974, there's your four-door family car. So a lot of the parts from the underneath out of this will fit on that car. I look forward to making good use of this old girl. And what do you think? Should we put the big block in the short box? I think that it...
I think so.
yeah, I think it'll have fun. Now, where do we put the 318 though? Maybe, hey, this thing's got Dakota wheels. Dakotas came with 318s. Maybe we should put it in here with these awesome Dakota dog dish wheels on this wicked ZJ. Piece of crap. Hey, but same thing. So this was a throwaway car. I've been told that the engine has a knock. It runs, but it knocks. Instead of just, yeah, does it start?
Yeah, it should.
Let's fire it up. Always good to start something when you're doing the barn finds.
Put battery cables on.
Okay.
Keys in it, or I gotta run inside for him? Oh, I gotta run inside for him.
You're telling me that this battery's got juice?
Should. It's fully
Oh.
charged last time I
The light's on. Here we go. Let's see. Always got to at least try to start something when you're doing a backyard barn find adventure. It's amazing. It looks so clean. See now, stuff like this, I want to use one of those newer master cylinders on that truck. So instead of wasting this, I
Take
can
that
probably
off and
adapt
put it
that
on.
and use it in that truck, right? Then you have a newer style master cylinder where you can still get parts for it. We'll have to see if this thing runs.
Oh, here he comes. Found him.
You find him?
I think so. That was pretty quick.
That's not bad. He probably has a row of keys. All right.
Sorry to keep you
Let's,
waiting.
let's see what happens. No problem.
Everything's work.
There we go. Yeah. I mean, it runs. Slight kick. Slight kick. Trying to do figure out which one it is.
Really figured it out to 5 or 6.
Yeah, 6. Yeah. I want.
Either way, that's 100% bearing.
Yeah, that's main
Not
bearing.
yeah, that's not
rod.
flywheel. That's not.
That'll kick a rod out. I once drove a slant 6 about 100 miles like that. Ended up kicking a rod out.
Pretty sure I was in the car with
Yep. Oh.
Alright, before it gets worse, dead.
Yep. Before it completely chucks a rod right out.
Yeah. Yeah, no sense breaking something that's not too bad.
Well, if you pull that out, that's rebuildable now, right?
Yeah.
You could rebuild that board.
I'm not worried
carry
about the
over.
short block. I want all the long block stuff.
Yeah. All the
AC.
good long box stuff that's
Yeah.
on it.
But it's always nice to have a nice short block kicking around that you can rebuild
Yeah.
in case you pitch a rod in my other one. And this old piece.
I mean, sometimes you have a tendency to pitch a rod. Again, don't forget to make the honk noise.
Beep beep. See, I told you didn't want me in your videos.
Thing is, we do want him in the videos, guys. He's just not used to it, so he tends to have a little bit of a potty mouth.
Meet Jake.
Yeah. Enjoy your orange pop.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's cover this thing back up. I'm going to put it away. Give me that piece of plywood underneath your Jeep. What's it doing? Is it covering a hole or something?
It might be not even parked on.
Right on.
You got lucky.
Okay, custom plywood. Engage.
Nothing in this backyard is doing anything. that was true.
This piece, you have a smaller piece of plywood. This one's too big.
Well, if you put it on top and then
Well,
Maybe.
maybe we'll just. Where's that tape
That's
you were
a,
talking
that's a
about?
free piece of plywood.
Oh, it is free. Look, guys, it's a free piece of plywood. Nice.
White tape?
Well, I don't know.
I gotta dig for that.
Hey, there's a jump box in there.
Yeah,
That's good to know.
Hey, get off my jump boxes.
I'm not touching it. On my own. Put that free piece of plywood right there. What we should do is we need to get our button gear and pull that out.
2-ton chain hoist.
I don't know how a 2-ton chain hoist is going to help, but
Yank that bastard out of there. I got the gantry crane over in the corner.
no, we're good. We're not starting to pull an engine right before dark on Christmas break here.
it's usually what time you guys usually start.
Yeah, I think we'll just kind of set that back on.
Or you just put the plywood over top of that then, and then it'll roll off to the sides.
Well,
Or it doesn't really
Oh.
matter.
we'll see what you come up with.
Oh.
There we go.
It's a little smaller.
Let's knock
my
the dirt off it.
Hey, watch chrome.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry. There we go. Good enough. I mean, it's also, I put multiple rags and tape and then more tape over it, so.
Yeah, I'll swap out that crap tape for
Yeah, I put that good black stuff on, or the white stuff.
I just gotta dig through the shed.
Surprised that window went down on the old girl. I miss this car, but the kids wanted to ride it lots, and well, it's just too rotten.
Yeah, not safe.
The whole rear subframe is completely rotted. I wish we had the footage from when us pulling this out, but
I have it.
we'll keep it covered. I'm not sure where it is.
I have it.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
But did we film it with a good camera or just a cell phone? We didn't have a camera that day, did we?
Yeah, with the GoPro 3.
Oh.
Old school.
Old school, yeah. little bit grainy, but it'll work. All right, guys. Well, that is the mini junkyard slash barn find slash field find slash stuff that looks like crap to everybody else, but makes us excited. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and tell me what else you want to see. See ya.